Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Game Chat. I'm your host, Chris. Joined. Alone. So alone. Why doesn't he love me anymore?
What did we do to him?
Why don't you love me, man?
I wish I knew how to quit you.
But joined by Sean.
Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Sean.
And right now they're all worried because they're thinking,
wait a minute, what do they mean?
They seem to be suggesting there's only two of them. If there's two of them, then there can't be three of them. They've been doing this so many times over the last... Yeah. Where's John? Well, John, you are here, aren't you?
I am indeed. I have arrived. I'm here in spirit and in truth.
Since you're in a bunker, John, do you have one of those like aluminum head pieces on?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about, man?
I do.
Do you got like a bunch
foil,
of foil hat? Do you got like a bunch of canned goods? Are you ready?
All the good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Did everyone have a good... Well, John...
Yeah, let's say where John is.
John, you're at home, aren't you?
I am at home.
Is it because your son there decided to infect you?
Yeah, he brought home a stomach virus from Hades, and we thought it was something. We thought he had some bad pizza, and so on Saturday we decided to invite the entire family over to the house. And
oh no!
in about 2 weeks we should have infected the entire East Coast. The way this went down, but he got sick early Saturday morning, and both Clarissa and me, my wife,
your wife.
We got it Sunday afternoon, and then our 85-year-old grandmother got it the next day.
So sorry.
That's terrible.
Guys, this
it's
was
a plague.
Bad. And the reason I'm not there now, I'm pretty much out of the woods, but the reason I'm not there now is because Google told me, and you know how Google doesn't lie, that I could still give it to people.
Yeah, you could.
48 hours.
Yeah.
48 hours after the fact. So I decided to.
Dang, that's a bad one, right?
That's pretty bad.
The old
both ends, as they say.
The old Family Guy stomach bug routine.
Oh,
that's
John.
what he's giving us this week.
Yeah, and her brother and his kids came to visit as well. So they took it back to Atlanta. So now Atlanta's got it.
Oh God!
So this is
this is
a mess.
You didn't do that, John. Somebody brought it to y'all first. Okay.
I'm just imagining BK in Atlanta going like something's wrong.
Did we eat some weird Mexican? Like what happened? Oh, just the worst. Well, John, Godspeed on the recovery. I know you said you're out the woods.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, and I told the guys this before we started, that every once in a while, if we have something quirky happen where, I'm at home one week or you're somewhere, John, I think it adds an element. I think the fans are going to rally around you to get better, and everything's going to be okay. We're going to hold this shit.
You called it quirky. Yeah, we'll call this quirky. That's what it was. It was quirky.
Yeah.
How you feeling, honey? Oh, it's quirky.
What did everybody do this week besides yak and at?
I didn't do too much. I didn't go to the movies because let's just say Men in Black didn't really win me over from what I was reading. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take this week off and get ready for Toy Story 4. So that will be Friday. Instead, I've been watching NBA news and everything going on with that. Hey, LeBron!
Did have we recorded since the Raptors won? No. This is the first time we get to say congrats to Canada.
Yeah, go Canada.
Canada did it.
They actually did something.
And then
they got that and Joe Carter. Those are the two things they ever have in our culture.
Believe it or not,
and Ryan Reynolds.
They have Ryan Reynolds is Canadian?
He is.
Oh yeah.
Well, they have a ton of pop culture, but they never get to
what's that
sports team stuff.
Don't forget Nickelback.
We don't talk about that.
I don't mind Nickelback. The haters out there hate Nickelback. I'm not like Mr. Nickelback, but I think it's gone a little too far.
Do you wake up every morning and go, look at this photograph?
No, but when Rockstar comes on, that's my jam. I'm through with standing in line in clubs I'll never get in. I'll tell you that much, Chris.
Truth.
Hashtag truth. I started and finished Chernobyl.
Did you enjoy it?
Well, I mean, it was, yes.
I mean,
I know
like,
what you mean
in the
by
sense
that.
of,
Yeah. I'm infatuated at this point with everything to do with Chernobyl. To the fact of, since HBO's series, went on, like there's just been this influx of people going to Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Like they don't remember that it literally is, radiation and badness. But they say that since they put like that cover over it now, that the radiation levels are very manageable.
Yeah, like you can go to the town pre-cat or whatever it is where the main story takes place.
Yeah.
It's just more of the fact that like, yeah, there are a couple of areas, of course, if you go to like, and they show that at the very end of it, like when you go down to the basement there of the hospital where they put all the firefighters' clothes.
You still can't go there.
Yeah, you can't go there without some lead on you.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but like most places you can walk around now for a couple of hours and it wouldn't be something bad. Now if you all of a sudden start camping there over time, yeah, you're gonna get pretty bad.
I mean there's one scene where the poor it's fine, John. Don't worry about it. The poor families on the night of the explosion just see something. Yeah. They describe it as beautiful, pretty. They go to this bridge to just watch whatever's going on. They think it's just a fire. And turns out they all died. It's called Death Bridge.
Yeah, really big issue.
Yeah.
With it. I mean, like, and that's one of the most interesting things out there, like, that I like about science is like science kind of has rules and it really doesn't care how you feel about it. And that's one of them, unfortunately. And like, it shows like one of those concerns that you have out there. Like you can't see something and people aren't really familiar with what the warning signs are. Right.
Right.
It can be deadly just so quickly. Like even like watching that in the first episode, that one fireman who just sees one of the core rods out there and doesn't realize what
this is so cool. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then like all of a sudden, like, minutes later, his hand is just
done,
just burning,
yeah, it's done.
And it is so chilling. So chilling.
Yeah. To say that they captured the essence of what that tragedy and disaster was perfectly. It's classic HBO. They know what they're doing. They take their time.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it was a great eye opener.
Yeah.
I'd known of Chernobyl, but now I know way more.
Yeah.
There was one dude on YouTube too, who's pretty cool. He did a side by side, what HBO showed versus what really happened. And they nailed a lot of stuff. One of the main things they didn't do is there's one character who's a female scientist. She just represents
all the scientists
of that time. But yeah. So if you haven't seen Chernobyl, if you have HBO, whether it's the Go app, the Now app, whatever, check Chernobyl out, dude.
It's worth your time. And honestly, the good thing is that, because it's a mini series, it's one of those ones where you could sit down at like Sunday at noon and just dial in and you'll get through it by the time dinner's ready, Yeah.
I probably took 2 days to watch it.
Yeah.
That was because, I stopped and did things. I think I had a gig in between there, but it's, super good. I haven't gone to see a movie. My family went to go watch Secret Life of Pets 2.
Ooh,
I skipped
Kevin
that
Hart and Patton Oswalt.
I skipped that one. I haven't.
Jeez, that's like an epidemic.
I haven't seen the first one.
It is everywhere right now.
That was my reason. I was like, I didn't see the first one yet.
I mean, to watch Kevin Hart in this one, he's getting hyped up and he's doing that panda song, and just even that, like him as a little bunny rabbit doing the panda song is quite hilarious.
It's.
I mean, it's Kevin Hart. You can't hate it.
But I mean, like you said, when we kicked off talking, are we going to watch it together? That's all I need to know about Toy Story. Cause
I am, I've already talked to people and you're more than welcome to join me.
I'm out.
Always. I'll be going, Thursday, 6 p.m. IMAX. I'm going as early as I can.
That's like tomorrow.
Pretty much for them. Yeah.
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 It's legit.
Yeah. It's them.
So Chris.
Yeah.
If I was bleeding in a ditch somewhere at 5:55 p.m. on Thursday,
I hope you can hold out for the next 2 hours.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen all 3 of those Toy Story movies, but they don't resonate enough with me to remember.
Are
them
you serious,
well.
dude?
Whoa. I didn't say I didn't like them. I said they don't resonate with me that well. In other words, I can't remember them very well. I don't remember what the third one was about. I know what the first and the second one were about pretty much. So I'm just like, I kind of need to catch up a little.
Yeah, you should rewatch the third one. It's excellent. I think now, officially, that's like the highest rated, I guess what is defined as a saga ever. Like its lowest film was the last one before this. The other ones say 100%, and this one's singing at 100%. And
Toy Story's
like,
a saga.
Yeah, no, because
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, like, right?
That's crazy.
The Toy Story saga.
That's crazy.
Hopefully they never do another one after this. I think this is where they should leave it, you know?
Well, I don't think they should die, the toys. Just like they made me think they were going to do in the third one.
And there's so many, like, it's been interesting, you know, they add a lot of people in the last one, new voices and good, just voice actors. Yeah. But this time, apparently, we're getting Keanu in there. Carl Weathers is in there. And
Carl Weathers?
Yeah. He plays, both of Keanu and him are both like action figure characters. Key and Peele's in this one. And there was one other big one that I saw as far as like, what happened? Huh? Oh, I don't understand.
Richard joke.
Just like really good comedians, like where you're like just the fact that Timothy Dalton's in this movie. I'm like, when's the last time
Timothy Dalton?
Yeah, right. I was like, outside of the one Bond movie, whatever time is he relevant?
I mean, but saying like the one Bond movie, you know how much money? I mean, what do you think makes more money? A dude who's in a blockbuster movie, or a dude that makes a song like a one hit wonder?
Definitely a song. Like Lil Nas X, he's set for life.
Yeah.
Because just think, like anytime now that song,
John has no idea who Lil Nas X is.
Like for instance, John, you know that song that plays in the Rambo trailer, the new Rambo.
Yeah, associate it that way. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, like just right there, that being in that trailer, he's getting paid. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so that's the good thing about all that. Whereas, you know, the one person does it, you know. But anyways, I just
he can't do like that's hilarious.
He really can't.
He just what is that?
I don't know.
It's hilarious,
isn't it?
Y'all hear that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm sorry. I thought it was like
we muted you about 30 seconds ago, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay. I just unmuted.
It's down.
Yeah. As I said, if you're not using your mic, John, feel free to mute it.
John, do you have the one with the flip up side piece? John.
What's a flip up side piece?
Oh, you don't want to see a flip up side piece is. That's funny. That's funny, Chris, because you know.
I got you.
Side piece.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Besides that, yeah, I didn't really. I mean, I watched Big Little Lies. That's back now.
Yeah, I'm not. That also was really being promoted on HBO.
Yeah, that show was really good.
Oh, I did start watching Band of Brothers. That was the other thing.
That's awesome.
Never watched that.
God.
Dude, I never watched it because I was like, oh, it's a ripoff for Saving Private Ryan. This is stupid. Turns out, this is
made by the same people.
Yeah, but done so well, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 10 years late I am on that one.
Longer than that, buddy.
Probably.
Yeah, it was like 2000 or so.
John, have you seen Band of Brothers?
I saw the first 3 or 4 episodes. It was good.
That's where you leave it, dude?
He's not a patriot like me.
Dude, you 3 or 4? You're like, D-Day plus 3, I'm out. We know we won.
Once David Schwimmer checked out, I was done with the show.
David, yeah, that...
spoilers, thanks.
He checks out like episode 1, dude.
Yeah, he's only in the first one. He's like the Marine, or the drill sergeant.
The ridiculous, Richard of a drill sergeant who gets lost in combat and freaks out.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, dude.
Just prepare yourself. I think it's like episode 8. be prepared for that.
What does that mean, Chris?
I won't say anything.
The boys
else.
won. We won.
Yeah. You know,
there was sacrifice.
There was
I
sacrifice.
hate you so much, Chris. Darth Maul gets cut in half.
But I think my favorite part of that was just like the openings and listening to the actual men.
The real, yeah,
that is like chilling.
There's no way that they actually was that one of those things where they captured like a interview happened years prior and they bring it into their thing, or were they still?
They interviewed him when they made the document, or when they made the.
How is that mathematically possible?
Because this was done in 2000.
Math.
Yeah. See, the Greatest Generation was still very much around then.
They really are the greatest generation, right?
Right? Yeah.
Let's
they
be
did
honest.
good stuff.
I've said this before on this podcast, and I think around you guys, I am infatuated with World War II and the fact that happens, and we still hear it.
For sure. Yeah, we still hear it, John. Your little clicks.
What are you clicking, John? Are you playing a video game?
He's doing something.
No, I'm searching through a menu on TV.
Oh.
Don't.
John, you need to be laser focused in on this show, John.
I want you to imagine we are there with you.
Band of brothers, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Really? We John, I know where you live. And so when John's power, as he mentioned, went out, we had a terrible rainstorm blow through here. Chris, getting to this place today.
Oh, yeah. It was not fun.
There were 3 intersections with police escorting the traffic. There was 1 active fire truck I had to move out of the way from. Turning out my classic stop to pick up drinks, 3 to 4 fire trucks lining the side of the road could not get in. Something happened at that place.
Yeah, I think a tree went down.
Speaking of tree, friend of the show, Jeff, his brother, one of my real life best.
Shmarin.
Yeah, Shmarin. He leaves work and gives me a call and he goes, "Hey, dude, I've got a pine tree that fell on my car.
Oh, God.
Parked in the parking lot at work."
Really? That's where it happened?
Fun stuff.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And apparently that's the second one that's happened in the last few months.
Yeah.
Apparently.
How's that happened twice?
I don't know, dude.
At least it wasn't the bike.
Well,
I don't know. I think he would that'd be like his baby dying.
It
right?
is. He loves his car because
really?
Yeah. I want to say this is one of his first real car purchases, if you will.
Gotcha. I know how that feels. I mean, I just bought that car, and if I walked out there after we got done with this and
trees,
of course now it's going to happen.
Knock on wood. Hey, hold up.
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Yeah, it always sucks around here when the major storms roll through. I think it's just because we're at the top of a hill. But I remember, what was it, last year? We had for 4 or 5 straight days, there would be a 30-minute storm, and it would just kill this area. We kept losing power every day.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Because they couldn't, because they're putting up all this temporary stuff just trying to get power back.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It just kept knocking it right back out. It sucked.
Yeah, my wife.
Your wife.
She doesn't understand why when it rains that the city basically loses power.
Your wife.
Thanks, John. Top notch.
He's there.
That's the delay from his feed.
Yeah. But he's doing the right thing. I know he did. Why he was delaying.
Why?
Because he had muted his phone, which is
possibly
very proud of you for that, John.
Possible.
You just keep doing that.
Or it could be his
No, I just had to wipe
his closed circuit television wire that he's got running into his bunker. It took a minute for the audio to get there.
It does take time. It's 50 feet below ground.
That's fantastic.
And it's got 40 cans of tapioca pudding.
So, John.
Oh, tapioca.
You're going to miss out on Chipotle tonight.
Oh, dang.
Don't you show up at Chipotle, you 48-hour bug son of a gun.
Well, it's 48 hours and 20 minutes now. We're good.
Here's the question, though.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but I think we've talked about it. Sean has been hating on Chipotle for the longest time.
It was terrible.
But last week, I think we cracked his code.
Yeah, we've been trying too, because we're just we didn't understand. We're look, yeah,
I
it's
should
not
say
the greatest
I
food.
cracked his code.
It's not like it's the greatest food ever. Don't get us wrong about that, but it's solid.
But
it's about finding the right combination of whatever you get. And I'm sure that people that listen to this show eat at Chipotle, they go, "Man, you got to get the bowl with the burrito with the." You know what? Shut up.
So, Sean,
I couldn't find what I liked.
Huh? What did you find? What did you find last week?
Well, the missing ingredient came in a plastic little cup with a lid, like it's salad dressing apparently.
Yeah, it is. Baby.
John goes, John's in front of me. He goes, I want some of that stuff, and I go, John, what is that stuff? The guy behind the counter and John both go, this stuff is amazing. I could drink it, basically. I go,
sugar.
What? I've never seen what that is. I don't know how I've missed it. Let's get me some of that too. I go to pour this stuff on my concoction that I normally make that's meh, and it transformed my life. I'm in.
You're a different person.
I Chipotle every Monday.
I don't even know what it is that I put inside me every week, but
it's delicious.
I did have a great food experience at lunch today, which was totally unexpected. So I had to go over to your side of town, which was why I asked you.
Yeah, what was up?
Yeah, and all that. But I had so many issues today; it just kind of all
fell apart.
Yeah. So, but I had to go over there, and guy I work with, good friend Brandon,
BC.
Yeah. He was like, what are you doing for lunch? Well, I was like, I got to go over to Milton Road to get this thing. And he's like, oh, that's right by Mercy's. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, he did. He pointed that out to me.
Lamborghini Mercy's.
Which is a Jamaican place that
I've
does like jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go out there when I lived in north side of Columbus because it wasn't too far to go over there from, back roads, right?
Yeah.
From when I was in Main Street. But, now, like, that was probably the first time in 4 years I had that, and it was so good that now I have to find ways to get out to Mercy's. Yeah, I'm like at least once a month or every 2 months I've got to find my way to Mercy's. I have to.
Let me ask you this:
jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken's good. Everybody talks about it.
Yeah.
I'm very weird. I don't like dark meat chicken. Is it dark meat chicken? Probably.
I guess it's like you basically
most of it is.
Yeah, you're getting like a big old like. The way it comes out served is you get the full thigh, the way it is, and then like a wing, or drumstick, a drumstick there too. So that's technically all dark meat, yes, but it's
I'm out, dude.
So good.
It probably is delicious.
They do have wings, though. They just have wing, like you can get jerk wings if you like wings. So.
Dude, you just said wings 7 times in 3 seconds.
Wings,
it's amazing, dude. That's fantastic. John, did you have? Well, never mind, John.
John did
what?
Rip to your gut.
Yeah,
Don't want to talk about food. Sorry,
I got that.
No, my appetite's back.
I had that. I had white rice with it. I had cornbread, and I had mac and cheese. And
that's good stuff.
It was just like, man, and that place was pumping too. Like we went and we stood in line and got our food. Like it's not a place you want to go sit down and eat because there's like music blasting and it's kind of hot in there.
That's my place.
But
just like Jamaica.
Like in the time we were in there, probably 20 people came and went picking up food.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, one of them kind of places.
I'm glad to hear your appetite's back. You got brought up the other day when my mom and I went to Jersey Mike's, and she goes, "Ooh, John loves this place, right?" It was random. We were running errands.
Thank God she remembers me.
And she goes, I go, well, John hated this place because he got sick.
Yeah, he did.
And he associated it with Jersey Mike's, but he thinks it was something else. She goes, oh, well, maybe we can go eat with John again.
Maybe.
And I go, yeah. Well, speaking of my mom, this is my public service announcement to people who are terrible. Why you got to hack Facebook? She got her Facebook hacked, right?
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. It's like, really?
We had some guy on the weekly games chat thing today that was from probably Indonesia or whatever, just like posting the most random things like of advertisements towards things and like delete, block. I was like, this is just annoying.
Well, I've got it. I don't mean to bring him up again, but Jeff's brother, Schmarin, he is a world-class troll. Like he can troll you back. So let's say that the hacker now knows that we know.
Oh.
Yeah. It's good
we
stuff.
We know he knows.
Yeah.
We all know.
It's fantastic. So.
All right. You guys want to go ahead and do some topicing?
Yeah, it's probably a good time, We'll talk about the game.
Topic time. I see what you did there. Huh?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah. All right, let's go to topic.
Topic time.
The topic is Slay the Spire. I know. Sorry, I had to mute it.
You had to mute me. I know. That's nice.
I know. It's just funny to do that.
I like it.
I love doing that.
Yeah.
And John, you are officially back, by the way.
Yeah. Welcome back, John.
Yeah. That was amazing.
GG.
Did it sound as immaculate on your end as I hope it did, John?
Oh, I couldn't. I can't get enough of that. You do that as much as you want.
Thank you.
It is top notch.
It is.
It's worth all the money that was used to buy that thing.
Whenever I started the stream last night, I was like, Monday night stream.
That's fantastic.
I'm just made to do that. I feel
you do got one of those like that guy's voice.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I can do that. I'll take that.
What does that mean? That guy's voice. Who is that guy?
What do you mean, that guy?
Right. Who's that?
Sean?
Yeah.
Huh? Sean, you know who that guy is.
That guy?
Come on.
I know that guy. I know. Everybody knows that guy.
That guy.
It's that guy.
That guy.
But yeah, Slay the Spire, which is really weird because technically this game came out in like pre stuff like back in 2016.
Wait, so
but
like pre-podcast?
Huh?
Are you saying like pre-podcast?
No. It came out like in
close
in like early access. That's the term I'm looking for.
Yeah, kind of like a Fortnite.
Yeah. And then it, I believe it was last year when it finally on PC said, "Okay, we official now." But why are we talking about now? Because I thought it was cool because I've been looking at this game forever. I've seen it like on Steam stuff. It is like one of the higher rated games out there.
Yeah.
And then I saw it was coming to both last month. It came to PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then this month it came to Switch.
It did. Which one did you get it on?
I got it on PC.
Oh. Then this doesn't count, John. This is fraudulent.
Master Race.
This is fraudulent. Our excuse to cover this thing is because it's on PC. I mean, on PlayStation and Switch, and now it's on Chris.
Well, I go to the best place.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
And I will say this: I think if I had not played it on PC, I definitely would have gotten on Switch, and I might still get on Switch, just because it is a card-based game. So, like, you know, we talk about poop games. This definitely falls in the realm of games that would qualify as potential poop games, right?
Well, then do the voiceover thing for poop games.
Poop game certified.
That's the new.
Perfect.
We had a thing.
That's perfect. That's so perfect.
You made him do that. You that was way too early.
I know.
That comes at the end, John. This is like American Pie right now.
Bye.
Aww.
Right? But yeah, so Slay the Spire. It is a card game at its core. John, you might actually find it a little bit familiar.
Because
with SteamWorld. What was it called?
SteamWorld Quest.
Yeah. They definitely share that thing of like where the cards primarily are just attacks. That's what they are used for, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
And you're always just like it's your character. There's basically three types of characters you could pick at the beginning of the game. You can pick I can't remember their technical names right now, but basically one is an attack based guy, one is a skills based guy, so like kind of chaining things together to get huge hits and huge things of defense. Another guy is kind of more of a mage / defensive guy is the best way to say it. And it would seem like a basic card game, except then on top of it, it is a roguelike. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's actually described as a roguelike deck builder.
And I think that's why people really like this game and why it has a lot of staying power, because unlike a lot of card games, like when you play Hearthstone or you're playing Magic the Gathering, like there you're just building a deck and that's it. And like you kind of, unless you're going to go out online and play other players, like real people, right? After a while, just playing the CPU, when you learn what their thinking is and how they're going to maneuver on you, you know, there's no tension, right? After a while, once you get figured it out,
yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, unless you're going to purposely make decks that are really hard for you to win, but if like you're really good at what you do, you can execute. It loses some of its punch. That's not the case here.
Yeah, and you're going to get into why it's not the case, and I think that's exactly what you're going to say, because I know what you're going to say. Is a great point.
You don't know.
You think you know. You don't
I'm over
know.
here, but you think I'm over there.
I'm over here now.
Look at me. You can't see me.
He just John Cena'd me. I wish you were here, John. Yeah, he did.
So the idea is that there are 3 acts that you have to get to quote, slay the spire.
I see what they did there.
Yeah. Every act has multiple floors. I think it's like 20 per act or something like that. And every floor can be one of 3 things until you get to the boss. There's a main final boss for each act, right? Yeah. And he's usually the big B. Okay, so
right,
or actually, it's more like 5 things actually when you think about it. But okay, so you have the basic minion fights. So those are basic enemies. Some of them will have a little bit more health. Some of them will do a little bit more damage. Some may have a lot of defense. Some are even like thieves, and they will steal all your gold that you've been trying to acquire for this whole entire run. So that's the first one. Then you have mini bosses. So about every 5 or 6 levels or so, you're going to come across a mini boss, right?
Okay.
You have shops where you can
upgrade your cards and stuff.
Not those. You could either discard cards that you don't want in your deck anymore that you've picked up.
Yeah.
Or you can buy cards that are on sale, or potions, or even relics sometimes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Then you have treasure chests. So when you get to those, you can just open up a chest and you'll get maybe a relic or some potions or maybe a really rare card that's powerful. Just, they're nice rewards, right?
Right.
You have rest sites, campsites, where you can choose to either rest and get 30% of your health back, or you can choose to upgrade a card and make it more powerful. And then finally, there are these question marks, and the question marks are wild cards. Like sometimes they're just like, hey, yeah, by the way, here's a fight you weren't expecting, and it's going to be really freaking hard. Good luck. Hope you survive. Sometimes they are a chest. Sometimes it might just be a shopkeeper, and then the most interesting, and I would say more times than not, they'll end up being, is there will be a relic available, but there will be some kind of trade-off for it. Like one of the more interesting ones I saw basically said like, okay, you've come across this mage, and she's basically, you get one of 3 choices here. You can either get all your cards upgraded, but you will no longer gain health in this. So, you got to make it through the act without losing or without dying, because you're not going to heal in any way. You can,
the best defense is a good offense, Chris.
You can, I think there was one where you could get, your health upgraded 15%. But you were also going to get this huge curse that would be placed into your hand. And whenever a curse card's put in your hand,
like the herp,
kind of like that. Yeah. Whenever you get a curse card in your hand, whenever you get done with a round, you have to discard the cards you don't use. So when that card gets discarded, you're going to get cursed, and it's going to do some kind of damage to you. Right.
Like a dot.
It could be a status effect that makes you weaker, or,
I said dot. See, John, a dot is.
Shut up.
So there was that. And if you took that, what was it? You got, that. And then, or you could get a ton of gold, but you were going to have to reduce the amount of, it was either the amount of mana you could use to play for each round, or the number of cards you could hold in your hand. It was one or the other. I can't remember now. But those kind of choices, there is no perfect scenario in this, right? No matter what you're giving up, but depending on what you pick, and especially which one of the 3 characters you're playing with in their deck, can be immensely powerful. The attack guy, I was playing as him, so I picked to upgrade all my cards because his main thing is just kill whatever is in front of him as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I took. But that meant, I was at at the time I was at 65 out of 80 health, and I had 5 rounds to go, including a mini boss. And then the main one, I was like, well, I better make sure that no matter what, I do 2 things. Make sure I have enough defense to not take damage, and 2, kill whatever's in front of me as quickly as possible. because if not, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that people like about this is that as you're going through there, at the start of each act, there are 3 branching paths that which you can pick. Okay. So like you can kind of go up and say like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go on a path that like has a lot of vendors so that I can, you know, get a lot of, as I like defeat all these little minions and get tons of gold, that I can, you know, then use it to have opportunities to buy a lot of cards that might not show up in my hand otherwise.
Right.
Or do I want to go down this road of not a lot of, you know, vendors or question marks, but just a lot of minions. So, you know, it probably won't be anything that can hurt me too much.
Right.
It'll be a straightforward path, but I probably won't get as much reward out of it.
Right. There's not much of a challenge, so why reward you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And or do I want to go down this path that has a lot of question marks in it where I don't know what I'm going to get? Could be good, could be bad, could be nothing.
You know I'm going down that one, right?
That's usually the road I went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you're going through, you start to find yourself like gaining, you know, your deck always starts pretty basic. Like take the attack guy, right? He's got 2 things starting out. He's got defense cards and he's got basic attack cards.
Yeah.
And then you start, every time you beat someone, usually he'll drop some money, he'll drop maybe some potions, and he always drops a card. You know, usually there'll be like 3 cards, pick one of these ones. That's it. That's going to go in your deck. Or sometimes it's just 1 card and that goes straight to your deck. But after a while, as you start building up, you go like, oh, well, I beat this mini boss. Now I got this relic. Well, what does this relic do? I have no idea what it's going to be before I beat him. But when I beat him, now I've got this mini relic that says like, oh, by the way, you don't have to discard your cards when you're done attacking. So now I'm just piling up tons of attacks to use and defenses to use them when I need them. I don't just have to use or lose anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gathering things up. Right.
Yeah.
And then maybe I get this other one that says, by the way, anytime you get a relic that says, anytime you do 5 attacks in one go around, if you can pull that off, you'll do an extra 20% of the damage you've done onto the guy.
Yeah,
so like you start to see like, okay, every time it's kind of like that Dead Cells thing. I don't know what I'm going to get per run, but if I'm smart and I read and react to what's there, I can start to stack things together that make me immensely powerful. But the kicker, of course, is as soon as you die, you lose everything and you start right back at the very beginning of the spire. And you have to, you know, you might be able to carry something over. Like there's this whale that comes out and he's like, here's 3 options that you can carry over.
So you've died.
Yeah. Yeah. The closest I've yet to beat the spire. I've come very close to it. I've made it to act 3. I've made it to the second to last thing.
Oh, and then died?
Yeah. I mean, because as you get that 3rd act, man,
no, I'm saying you start all the way back to the 1st act.
Yeah, yeah. But it's fun because, again...
But it's fun!
It's fun because, again, as I said, like, once you start, you realize, man, the strategies I just used and the cards I just have, I don't have anymore. So now I have to, again, think what I've acquired and see what kind of relics I'm getting and make decisions based on that. And if it was just the one deck, that probably would get old after a while.
But it's not.
Yeah. Then I played that first hand forever. And then when I got to the skill-based one, that was when I really started to fall in love with this, because that's the deck where if you play it right, you can basically get hands where, for the most part with the attack dude, you'll never do more than 3 attacks in one hand before the enemy attacks you. But with this dude, he can basically kind of forego rounds to build things up to basically say, okay, well, now I got 7 attacks and I have all these cards that when they chain together, like I had one card that basically said, okay, every card that you discard in your hand does 20 damage to them. And I would have fights against people where it looked like imminent death was literally staring me in the face with this guy, and that card would pop up and I'd have 10 cards in my hand, and I'd watch his health that is at 30 something ridiculous, like 35.
Yeah.
His defense, which is very high.
That's legit.
And his 100 of his 100 health just instantly be wiped out by this one card as I discard everything in my hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's those kind of cool things, like, with that kind of character that I just, like, this is dope. Like, you just don't get that kind of cool thing in a card game every now and then.
Yeah.
But the enemies are cool, too, because while the minions start out kind of simple and repetitive, as you go further up, they all feel very unique. There are ones that there'll only be one, and they have a lot of health, and they may consistently put hexes and all these other things on you to slow you down. Okay. There are times where you'll have 2 or 3 together that maybe they don't have as much health, but again, 1 or 2 of them is just consistently buffing them or putting hexes on you while the other one's doing.
When you go up against a mob in any game, where the one healer guy, if you don't recognize him right away, and you're just like, I'm destroying this party of enemies. Why are they not dying? It's so frustrating, but that adds that extra element to your fight that you got to account for, you know?
There's like there was one group of 3 I was doing last night, like where in the first round, one of them was buffing, another one was hexing me, and the other one was attacking me for 9. So I was like, okay, well, I got to go after this dude that's attacking 9 so he doesn't hit me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I got him down. But the thing is during that run, when that dude cast the buff, he like pretty much cast a buff that like doubled the damage. So then
doubled it.
And while the other guy completely weakened me.
Yeah.
So I get to the second round, I'm getting ready to figure out what the hell I'm going to do here. And it pops up. It shows you what they are planning to do, right? Like there's no, especially with the attack, they do not hide what is coming for you. It's like, this is what's coming. So I see pop up 20 times 3 on there, and I'm looking at my health, and I'm like, I got 60 health left. That's going to kill me. So now I've got like literally whatever in my hand
to rock
and
with.
whatever potions I might have to try to figure out how the hell do I survive this, or how the hell do I take him out. And he had about 20 some health, so it wasn't going to be very easy.
Right.
And that's what's interesting is like, when you have those multiple enemies, they kind of, they throw you for a loop. Like, it is not something that's just straightforward. Okay, eliminate this one big threat, because what may look as a threat for one round, is completely not your problem the second round. And the thing you were ignoring the first round has now become immensely powerful.
Yeah.
Which is very clever. You know, that's what makes it fun. They have enemies that literally, they share all their health or their life force. So in order to end the fight, you have to kill all 3. And if you do kill one, and the other one hasn't fallen within 2 turns, like, they'll resurrect back. So you have to compensate for that. You have ones that after a little while, they'll split into 2. And now now you've got even more.
You double again.
Double it.
Double it. John, as he's talking, I can't help, when I saw the game, help but think of the SteamWorld game that you covered and played and did so beautifully well. Do you find yourself being interested in this kind of game since you've already played one similar? And I don't remember it being roguelike. Your game was roguelike, right? I think it was more straightforward. Is that right?
Yeah, the one I played was, if you died, you simply continue from where you started. But and plus this one, I was kind of looking at a trailer while Chris was talking about this, and it looks like, it looks to me like this, like there was a team on my game. There was, like, I made the game on SteamWorld Quest. There's like a team of 3. It looks like you're only fighting as an individual.
Correct. Yeah, you've only got the one fighter.
Okay.
There are also like a daily challenge that you can do that gives you certain rewards if you're able to complete it. So that's there for players. And I think the big reason that I would tell people, like, if you're interested at first and you just, ooh, John, what was that?
Is that some chips? You get some chips there, big boy?
Meant to mute it, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Don't be sorry. I love you.
But, like, my only thing for Switch would just be if you just want the basic core game, that's cool. What makes Steam so appealing is the same thing that usually always makes Steam so appealing, which is mods and everything else. And that has been the case in that people have built tons of custom decks. Like, I've seen a Hollow Knight deck out there. And just
dope.
like to know that someone made like a 60 card deck out there that you could assemble
really
with
dope.
Hollow Knight, fighting these dudes. That's so cool. I want to see that.
The Switch sucks.
I mean, it's the same with PlayStation 2, so don't feel bad there. Besides that though, if that's not something you're really overly concerned with, then, definitely I think Switch is probably going to be the way I would suggest between that and PlayStation.
Well, you had mentioned a few weeks back that you were going to play this game and wanted to make it a topic at some point after the E3 coverage. And I remember seeing it on Nintendo Switch going, I almost, because of the way John covered the Steam World game.
Yeah.
I had that mindset of, this is another card-based action type game where it's bringing it's not just, Hearthstone, it's a couple of elements.
Yeah.
Super cool idea. I know I was really close to buying it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hold out on these games too much longer because both of you have covered one and you seem to like this game. I don't know what Richard you're going to give it. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
I know John liked his. So it's like, what am I missing out on over here?
I mean, card games aren't for everyone, but
they're fun. I love Hearthstone.
I mean, especially I think if you're someone who gravitates towards classic JRPGs, it's, a lot of the thinking that would go into a JRPG is what a card game is, right? It's analyzing what's in front of you and going, I have this limited set of moves and I know what this enemy does and I have to figure out what is the best. Like, when do I really need to pull out my big defenses here?
I never pull out. Oh, what? So do you get to play people if you want online?
I think that is on there. I haven't done it because I'm always scared. Like these kinds of games, man. Like the first time I played Hearthstone online with someone, I was like, worked. Yeah,
dude. There was a mount, John. I don't know if I told you the story that you could get in World of Warcraft, but you had to win 5 matches against real people in Hearthstone?
Like unique 5 people or just 5 matches?
5 people.
Okay.
You had to win. And the mount was called a Hearthsteed. It's a pretty cool horse. Dude, it took me all night to get like 2 wins because if you win one, your bracket goes up to your level or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you imagine hopping on like a Slay the Spire 1v1 me bro situation.
People would wreck you.
Oh my God.
Especially if like you could, it would be unique to see people go out there and say, okay, well, here are the decks. Now build something that like you have this amount of points. Cause that would definitely add a whole entire new element to this game. Now the main boss fights that you do at the end of the acts, those are pretty tight too.
What do they compare to?
Like a boss in a JRPG is the best way to compare it.
Okay.
Like I had one come out and it was like a big donut and I was like, what's going on here? And I hit him and he wasn't doing anything. And, but like then all of a sudden after the first time I hit him, he cast this thing and then I hit him again. All of a sudden he had 30 health. And I was like, wait a minute.
You like tripled his health.
Yeah. I was like, that didn't work. And then after I got done with my turn, like, this like flame around the donut started spinning and I'm like, oh, this isn't good.
This is not, flaming donuts are never good.
And he just started putting all these buffs on me, but at the same time he'd be like, and then like there'd be a countdown like 5, like you're like, okay, I got 5 turns to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do for defense because if not, this dude's gonna wreck me.
Is one of your cards like a cup of coffee? Or so it can dip.
Chris is like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How good does a donut sound right now, John?
I want a donut.
So good.
I'm stopping by Dunkin' in the morning.
Ooh.
Did you go to? Are you gonna? Can you do that?
Is that how you're gonna spread to the tower, John?
I should be good by tomorrow.
All right. I mean, you say this.
Sprinkle some stomach disease on these sprinkles.
Well, I was at work this morning. Ooh. My coworker just wigged out on me.
She's bet.
Like, you should. Yeah, so I left. So hopefully she gets
good.
It. Sprinkle of both ends for you, just one end for you.
You come in tomorrow and no one's there because of your 5 minutes you were in the building yesterday.
That would be so crazy,
right?
But Chris, I'm loving this card game genre. But the interesting things to me, and this been around. Obviously, this game's been out 2017. That
hold up, John, hold up. You're breaking up just a tad.
Yeah, say that again.
Let's make sure we got a good connection with you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
you're
We're
good.
good.
Okay. Yeah, you said this game's been out since 2016. One of the holdups for me, thing that might keep me from going to it, is that like thing.
The
I
roguelike
sort of
thing.
have a
The roguelike? I think
the idea of just starting over every time.
But it's not the game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You said it's got 3.
Yeah, and it's got 3 characters, and to be fair,
3 levels.
or yeah, it's 3 acts, and
Okay.
like those acts have multiple levels.
Oh.
I mean, like, John, the thing is though, is that like unless you have a really extended run, like it's not going to take you too long on this.
Okay.
And the thing is that while you start from the bottom, again, like each, the way the levels play out, the way the spire is going to be as far as the paths you can choose, it's unique and different every time. So you're not going to get the exact same experience. And you do get unlocks, like, because at first you just have the one deck, and eventually if you do good enough, then you unlock the second deck and the third deck, right? But there are other things that start popping up, like you'll get certain cards that can be added over time to this deck permanently based on your performance. It's just that, you don't know what you're going to get, but that's what's kind of cool and exciting about it. It's just that, like, to think that you have to, based on the relics you've gotten and the cards you've had dropped, that you have to think about how you're going to play certain things together versus other times. Like, I had one deck where I had this card that didn't cost any energy or anything, but would do like 9 damage.
Is that good?
And I had another card that would allow me to basically take a pile from my discard, or a card out of my discard, and put it right back in my hand. And I would just keep trying to get more of those 2 cards in this, and I was able to. And I just kept like having this cycle where I could easily go and draw this card out of my discard and go, bam, there's a hit. All right, let me go throw another one down. Oh, look, I picked another one out of my discard pile, and bam, there's 9 hits. Like, things like that. To the other one, I had it was more based about buffing up the attacks. Like, I had a bunch of, instead of having like those free, easy, cheap hits, it was more of like only using one card, but like having all these buffs in my deck to just say, okay, well, when I started this, it was only doing 8 damage. Now it does 15 damage.
Yeah.
And like, having a thing where maybe it plays on top of that and says like, well, if you do this amount of damage, now you get a free 11 additional damage that will get thrown on an enemy for you. So like things like that, like it never feels quite the same. And especially if you start moving between the 3 decks, you're like, it consistently can feel fresh to you.
Well, that's cool.
So that you don't feel like you're just doing the exact same thing. But, most games are repetitive. It's more of like when you realize it and it becomes a burden that it's a problem. That's not the case here.
Yeah. John, I got to be honest, dude, roguelike games scare me too. Like,
Oh yeah.
I probably would want to play the Steam World game before this one, maybe.
For sure.
But this is a quick side note, not to derail from Slay the Spire, but during E3, Nintendo was showing off that game called Rad that I told you about. It's going to be a roguelike game, John.
Really?
But this might be our first entry into roguelike said games.
Nice.
Because
will you do it with me?
I will so do it with you. Because if you haven't seen that gameplay or trailer yet, you need to go check it out. It's called Rad.
Yeah, I have not. Is it just straight up RAD?
RAD, all caps.
There's a game coming out Thursday, and I'm divided if I'm going to buy it on Steam or Switch.
What is it?
My friend Pedro, it's Devolver Digital,
Yeah,
who did and they teased it up last year as their big thing, and I was like, this looks cool. It's like a dude doing like Matrixy flips and all this kind of stuff, just murdering everyone. I'm wondering how it runs on Switch.
Dude, Devolver Digital has a game right now. I just lost the name of it. It's a black and white game. It kind of is a spaceshipy looking game. It's called like Geo Roboto or something. It's something.
Inside.
No. It's like $7.99 on Switch. It looks amazing. So I say that because I think they know how to make things run good on Switch.
They do. Yeah. And I was actually surprised. I was looking at the specs and they were very on Steam.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, just make sure this isn't going to be any kind of issue. Right.
Yeah.
And when I looked at him, I was like, oh, dang, this thing only has these kind of specs? Okay.
It'll be fine, bro.
So, are you okay there, Mike?
Yeah, that was a little yawn. Sorry about that. I had to bring in my John.
But yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
That's a good thing, though, this time of year.
John.
There's like so many. That's the one thing I've got to learn more and more about E3 is like where, and I give a lot of credit to these indie developers, or I won't even say indie, just smaller developers, right?
Yeah.
For being smart, is that a lot of them are realizing, hey, there's this big open field right now that we can just go, make games and
That's
have
very true.
Yeah, and have a shot, and and if they're smart, they go put them on Ultimate Game Pass, so we can just enjoy them.
Yeah, but if Microsoft flooded Ultimate Game Pass with indie games, not saying indie games are bad, you want to feel like you're getting, AAA titles through that thing.
Fun fact, because I know, did you go through with the Ultimate Game Pass last night?
No,
you did not.
I didn't.
What?
It was 2 nights ago.
We're talking about the $1 extra.
Did you do it then?
No,
why not?
I just didn't. I got sidetracked.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
Well, if you end up getting it, if you do end up getting it,
Mm-hmm.
Slay the Spire is on the PC Games Pass, so you can play it for free.
For free, yeah. Fun fact. That's a fun fact,
right?
Well, speaking of that fun fact, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is it's an extra $1?
For Ultimate Game Pass,
yeah,
it is.
Right now?
Ultimate Game Pass is $14.99. So regular Game Pass is $9.99. But
you mean at regular Xbox Live or at regular Game Pass?
Just regular
but
Game
is
Pass.
Is it going from month to? Is it only?
The way it works right now is if you do the $1 opt-in and say you have games for gold already, right? Paid for like the year, it basically does it in a way where it applies that to the payment of it.
Okay.
And then like it will figure out, okay, you have now Ultimate Game Pass when this runs out. For me, it's like February of next year. Some of our people on our Discord have like, they've been able to do it all the way to like August.
Well, you can do it up to 36 months in advance.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it prorates it.
Yes. So, like I have, regardless, I don't know if I'll keep it past then, but at least through February, I have Ultimate Game Pass.
Very nice.
Yeah,
which is nice. Yeah.
Look, they're really promoting it. They put a ton of games out there for it. They're basically advertising that Gears 5 is a Games Pass. Like that's the Game Pass game. You pay $1 right now, you put your card on file, but if you got Xbox Live, it'll prorate it. Yeah. And then you get to try out the service, man. It's a win-win, and it's why Microsoft rules.
And there are games that come out there. Like there was one that has my interest peaked. That's on there right now called Void Bastards.
Oh yeah, I beat that already.
Oh, did you? And it's kind of like I heard the boys of Rebel FM talking about it because they said it reminded them a little bit of like a third person FTL, and I was like, well, you just said things I like, first person and FTL. So I was like, okay.
John, do you know what FTL is?
Faster than light.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
2 points.
Yeah, you get 2 points, John.
Oh, and speaking of Game Pass, Chris, I not that you needed to do because
hey, this is not good, John.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit there. Try again.
Are you on your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
You might not need to be on your Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's usually
I might not.
One.
I have the strongest Wi-Fi on planet Earth.
Yeah, he's got 3 billion.
Does he?
MIPS.
Does he? Look, I understand he has great speed, but his Wi-Fi coverage right now.
It kind of, the microphone might have gone under my shirt. It's hard to tell.
Did it go into your shirt just now? Did it go into your shirt just now?
No.
Exactly.
Anyways, what were you saying, John?
Oh, the Outer Worlds.
It's free.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, wow, he's not kidding.
Yeah.
Man, dude.
Very surprising.
October 25th.
I'm going to play that game with you guys.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It's going down.
I should probably give a Richard to this first, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
At least one.
Well, this is just a good conversation, man.
It is. I do think, I don't play a ton of card games. I mean, it's not like there's a new card game every week.
You didn't play Gwent.
Yeah, I did not play Gwent. Yeah. But I love Hearthstone.
It's top notch.
I love Magic. There have been other little ones that have popped. I love Uno.
Uno's fantastic.
I miss the scariness of playing Uno on Xbox 360. when I'd be like, what am I going to see in this camera?
See, because John, you could put any picture you want as your profile picture on Uno Online.
Well, then you had the video.
The video as well. So,
yeah.
Richard City, John.
You could see some, and Jeff and I, friend of the show, have had some interesting conversations about things we saw on Uno. Because there was not a lot of policing back then.
What do you mean downloading, John? I have it streaming 24/7.
If you go chat roulette, it's pretty much the same thing.
What is chat roulette, John?
Oh, okay. But anyways, for this game though, you know why I would give this game?
Here we go. Ready?
8.75.
That's nice.
That's how I do my scores.
That's a pretty long, Richard.
We have to be able to do
is.
our scores like that now. It's not fair.
You gotta pay.
Democracy.
This is it's Ultimate Sound Mixer Fast. So for $14.95,
can I opt in for $1?
Exactly.
Sorry, we ain't got that Phil money.
That's funny.
You guys, yeah, that was fun though. Definitely check it out if you like card games or if you like roguelikes. I think you'll find a good time.
Yeah, man. Even like obviously you just said good things, but if you do your research out there, you hear good things if you're into these kind of games. So have fun.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Hey, you want to do some news now?
I do.
Okay, let's do some news.
All right.
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
News! You guys. Well, John's got an excuse. You
Well,
don't.
I didn't. The sounder, man.
News. So terrible.
Sounders.
John, I have
News,
officially,
news.
John and I discussed it. I've officially tagged in for John this week because,
I mean, you obviously as a listener, you see why.
we don't need that company lie. Yeah, right. Like we don't need that.
See, what Chris just did was he pulled a John.
Yeah.
This sounded really good.
It was,
I like
I
that.
think it was the best he's ever spoken.
Whoa, smoke.
Speak. Spoken. Spoke.
First up, That Game Company. Hey, those are the people who made Journey. New game coming in July. Sky, Children of Light, the spiritual successor to Journey, has an official release date coming to iOS. That would be the old iPhone thing. On July 11th. The game will be coming to Android, macOS, tvOS, PC.
What is tvOS?
That's where you have like the TV app.
Do you remember Web TV back in the day?
Oh God, yeah.
Is that what that is?
No.
Okay.
But we'll be coming to those other platforms at a later date. The game is described as a social adventure as you play as one of the children of light tasked with restoring a fallen kingdom above the clouds to its former glory, bringing its light to its world of darkness. Ooh, dark and deep, right? The game also involves exploring the 7 realms and solving puzzles, often teaming up with other players. That's kind of their MO, isn't it, now? Like, they're like, hey, we're not going to tell you how you'll team up with our players. We ain't even going to tell you when it's going to happen. But you teaming up with our players if you play in our games.
Yeah, I've never played Journey.
Journey.
So, I know it's legit. I just remember seeing it and going, I don't want to play you.
Well, you know.
I know exactly what you mean.
That's how that went down, Chris. I looked at it and went,
I love that game.
I don't want to play you.
It was like you were in this desert and you were like, what's going on? This is all weird.
So
And
pretentious.
then all of a sudden you like looked over and there was another you looked over and there was another little dude look like you.
And you went,
and you went like,
there?
Wait, is that a CPU? You're like, I think that's a dude.
Remember that one time when John got mad that a dude came into his world?
You did, yeah.
He was like, I can't play online games anymore.
That would be Dying Light.
Why is this guy in my world?
I wish I could be a griefer just so I could join, like create a new account and find ways to join John's games when he doesn't know it
just
online.
with weird like names.
And just like start burninating his
Like,
villages.
my first
or
name would
whatever.
be like Rocky Sucks.
Join him in,
Owie. Ouch.
join him in what you call it in Breath of the Wild 2 and just like kill his horse. And you're like, okay, bye now.
No, the worst part was when the guy walked up to me in Dying Light, healed me, and was basically like, "Hey man, you want to be friends?" And I dipped.
You're like,
Nope. Thanks, man. Bye.
Thanks, man. Bye.
see you, man.
That sounds like John.
That was the last of
Yeah.
that.
I was nervous.
So what you get? I'm trying to imagine John broken down on the side of the highway, and this random nice guy just stops, like changes his tire, and with like no words, John just gets in his car and drives off.
or John is really close to like a Waffle House, right? You can see it, but the guy just stops to help him because it's maybe raining.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, "Hey man, quick cup of coffee."
No, I gotta go.
John's like, F that noise. I'm out.
I'm more of a tea drinker.
I hate waffles. Slam the door.
That'll be the last you see of me.
I already tried to do that. You didn't.
I know.
Let me do
Well,
it.
I was.
That's The Last of Us.
Huh? Hey, but that's yours.
Oh, The Last of Us 2 might.
What happened there?
Come on, Sean.
I can do it. The Last of Us 2 might be coming February. According to multiple reports, The Last of Us Part 2 may release in February of 2020. 3 sources have confirmed this from a report from Eurogamer to a recent YouTube interview with Ashley Johnson, in which she began to mouth the word February before catching herself. To add more fake news. To add more credibility, Jason Schreier tweeted out the release date of Death Stranding, which was confirmed, and indicated in the same message that The Last of Us 2 was confirmed for early 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2020 is not an unlikely date, as the original game was released in June.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that last sentence means. I really don't. I just know that I'm excited to possibly be playing this game in February.
AKA, it wasn't released in the fall, right, John? Is that what you meant?
Pretty much, and I still count like
Yeah.
June is like the cutoff. There's like from January to June, and then summer, and then kind of rational. It's not standard. That's just how I did it.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank.
The only thing I don't get in all this, right?
Did I break up or something?
Nope.
Yeah, you did.
It's fine, John. Top notch.
But the only thing that like doesn't make sense to me in all this, right, is like if you're Sony, I guess. Well,
why not just say it?
No. Like
Oh, okay.
Now I've kind of thought about it in my head. I understand because as I said last week during the E3, right? I said like the reason they probably didn't show up is because they couldn't have haymakers like and go, this is what's coming. This is what's coming. But at the same time, I'm kind of like in my mind, I'm like, man, you could have just done a press conference where you've been like, well, here's a whole demo on Death Stranding and here's a whole demo on Last of Us.
What Nintendo did. They were like, here's a release date for this game we talked about.
Exactly.
Here's the demo for this game we talked about. Yeah.
Like
I don't know why they weren't there.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that's the only reason I can think of is they're like, well, everyone expects when they tune into a Sony press conference that they're going to get all these big haymakers and we can't give it to them unless it's just, what we've already shown them. So let's just not show up at all.
Maybe they pushed the reset button. They're like, we're going to change the way we do things.
Possible.
We're going to mask it in the sense that, we're not going to go to E3 anymore and we're going to do our Sony things. The Sony way, and okay, whatever.
Stay of play where it's called.
But I haven't heard a lot about anything that's got going on with Sony, and that can't be good for regular Joe Gamer guy who, is not in tune as much as we are with that stuff. So
yeah, they could have shown Dreams. That's coming. I think it's supposed to be coming this fall, right, John? And it like in September or October. That's what I thought, right?
Dream. What is Dreams?
The dudes who did Little Big Planet.
Oh, that thing's already basically out.
Isn't it like in early access right now? But I thought the official release was in then. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, but you can pretty much buy it for.
Yeah.
How much, John?
For
30 buckazoids.
Okay,
30 buckazoids.
That was the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
you can pretty much buy it for
30 buckazoids.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, Google.
Yeah?
They're actually going to be nice and let us change our names.
That's
Screw
nice.
you, court systems. We don't need you. Google will back us up on name changes.
That's nice.
Google Stadia has announced that you will be able to change your names. In fact, according to Google's Patrick Seibold, I'm not sure if I said
Seibold.
Yeah, whatever. Has told IGN that Stadia users will be able to change their username at any time.
See, not real name, Chris.
But will only offer the first change for free. That's kind of become the standard now.
I think it's fair, man.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need to change your username, it's probably only going to take you one time to really tighten it back up how you want it. how does that impact the people? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. If you do the Founders Edition pre-order, you get to pick your name. Like, really take your time because you get to pick your name first. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I suggest you go with Richards in your mouth. Totally fine. Totally acceptable. Right? And when I search for you on Stadia's friend, I don't care who you are. I will add you as my friend.
You're assuming that we're going to be able to search for friends on Stadia. They have not told us how that works yet.
That is true. I mean, I don't know. Google. I don't know if you know this. Google's pretty good when it comes to searching things
or finding out everything about you. John, did you pre-order yours? I already did.
Oh, you went for it.
Oh, did you? I have not.
Oh, we need to push that button.
John did not order his.
I did go to the website and add it to my cart. I'll tell you that much.
You're really good at that part.
Yeah, and then I go.
It's kind of like games that you're hyped up for. You're really good at getting the disc, actually doing something with it.
The sale that just happened for State of Play or summer sale.
State of Play.
Dude, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, $9.99. And I'm sitting there with an unopened copy, not Complete Edition, and I go, really? This is what's happened now. It's my own. And look, if I'm going to play the game, I got to let the people know when and where I'm going to start. It has to be a thing.
Sure.
At this point. All right. Cyberpunk. Speaking of games, I really do want to play. Cyberpunk gameplay will be seen at PAX. The extended gameplay demo given behind closed doors will be playable at PAX West 2019.
Nice.
Very nice. Revealed by global community lead Marcin Momot. Marcin Momot. He confirmed this through Twitter, stating, quote, "It's going to happen exactly during PAX West."
Ooh.
PAX West is set to take place in Seattle, Washington from August 30th through September 2nd.
I think that's Labor Day weekend.
It might be, Chris. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The 50-minute demo was hands off during E3.
Get your hands up of here.
She said, "Don't give me no lies and give me your hand on hell."
That's what you went with?
And will likely remain so for PAX West.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep talking about some Cyberpunk.
They put they kind of did, well, I don't think they did it at PAX. They did do something similar last year, right? Where they had the big hour, it was like almost maybe even like 2-hour demo that they showed everyone at E3 behind closed doors. And then it was like, I want to say the end of July or mid-August that they put it out online for everyone.
Yeah, they did.
So I would imagine they're going to do the same thing here because if you can, everything they've shown to the public has just made everyone more and more hype.
Yeah.
But that's a great place to do it, is at PAX, because PAX is pretty much, PAX West is the biggest of the PAX. You know, that's the OG.
Is it bigger than PAX East at this point? You really think so?
Well, that's the OG PAX right there.
PAX West?
Yeah, because they're from Seattle. So
I love a good PAX.
That makes sense. They would do it there.
I don't know what that means.
I hope they put it out on the web because I will not be taking a trip to Seattle. So, you know, I would really
Boo. The show needs to go on the road, bro.
John's on the road right now.
He's in a bunker.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Bunker in the road.
Yeah.
You know what else is true about that game?
I hate you so much, Chris.
Keanu is in it a lot. CD Projekt Red revealed that Keanu Reeves' Johnny Silverhand, still an awesome name,
it really is,
has more lines of dialogue than any character in the game, with the exception of the character you play. According to Marcin Iwinski,
nice.
The whole intention with Keanu in the game was to have a very meaningful character that fits into the lore. If we looked at all the actors out there, everything cyberpunk, it's Keanu. You will see a lot of Keanu, and you will hear even more of Keanu in the game. I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm still very high on the Keanu introduction. So at this point, I have no problem with them coming out and saying Keanu City up in this camp. So I'm in.
It's the craziest timing, too, because this had to have gone down prior to his renaissance, so to speak.
I think I read somewhere he did an interview because they were able, you know, to keep this secret, and Microsoft even said like they took a lot of cautionary steps to keep it hidden that he was in the game and that he was appearing there that day. Like, he did not actually show up at any point to their rehearsals until about an hour beforehand, you know? And even then,
Oh, wow.
I think it was very limited who was allowed to be in that room, you know, like him, Major Nelson, or whatever. But like, they said that they approached him maybe about a year and a half to 2 years ago, I think I read somewhere. So that's awesome, right? That one, that he would be willing to do this, but two, that apparently he would have his greatest renaissance at the time when they decide to finally reveal this. Because he is everywhere right now.
Plus, there's a petition right now that wants to put Keanu Reeves as Time Person of
the Year? I'm going to guess that's what you said. But
plus, I saw this meme the other day that said I met Keanu Reeves and I needed a kidney.
Part of that program.
Well, don't laugh if it's not funny.
I was trying to be supportive.
Said the meme said I needed a kidney, and so Keanu Reeves gave me his.
Aw, that's good.
You
didn't hear that either, did you?
No, we
got that.
We did. You're funny.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that.
I feel useless.
You're not though. You're John.
Apparently, it's your antibodies that were useless, John.
And you probably should schedule your appointment with Dr. Mario.
Pivot!
We did it. That was the best pivot of all time. We did it.
Very good.
Nintendo has announced that Dr. Mario World will be released on July 10th. In Dr. Mario World, players have to eliminate viruses like John has by matching capsules with viruses of the same color. Players will also be able to use Dr. Peach, Dr. Bowser, Dr. Toad, and a variety of other characters in order to draw on a variety of antiviral skills.
Props to John using the British spelling of
color,
by the way.
He didn't do that on purpose, I'll tell you that much. The game will be free to start, and the initial launch contains over 200 stages. This game looks to be in the tradition of Toon Blast and Candy Crush. Mm-hmm. And this is the game that's coming to your mobile device, right, Chris?
Yes. It'll be out there on the mobs.
I'm probably not gonna get it if I'm being honest.
I mean, if it's free to play and it's a solid poop game.
Well, I mean,
right?
But then I can play Dr. Mario on my Nintendo Switch Online on my Switch on my poop game toilet.
You could do that, or you could just have your phone on you, and because it is like, you know, much like a Tetris or whatever, it's designed in a world of touch screens.
In a world
to pretty much
do it.
Oh.
Hold on.
In a world.
Yeah. Oh.
But Sean,
What?
I have it on firsthand knowledge that they judge you at work if they see you walking out of the bathroom with a Switch.
They'd be like, that dude poops.
I'm coming out with a walk of confidence and a head bob to match, and I'm going to be like, "That's right.
No one can shame us.
It happened.
We're real people."
I didn't let you. There's the weirdest thing happening at the place that I go to the restroom at work, right? So
Tell me more.
So there have been 2 confirmed reports. What would you do? I should
have like a poop bandit or something.
Let's just put it this way. Say you walk into a poop area that has, you know, the partition up. It's a stall, right? Yeah. And you notice, you know, sometimes you can see the feet of people. And you notice that the feet are not turned like you would if you were pooping. Mm-hmm. They are turned like if you were not pooping, right? But
you're getting kirked.
But then you notice that the feet are hugging upwards of the middle part.
Are they reversing, like where they have the little...
Okay, so that's your initial thought, right?
Yeah.
What do you then... Like, so first-hand account, stall next to it. This is not by me. This is by a friend. And then they notice a shadowy movement of possibly an arm.
What the heck?
Right. Mystery theater at the place of poopness.
I don't know what to think right now.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God.
We cannot figure it. And then to kick it, like, so the position of weirdness stands.
Yeah.
For almost an hour on both sightings. No clue what's going on, dude.
I don't know what to think of that.
I don't either. write your thoughts and opinions into weeklygameschat@gmail.com.
Thank you, Sean. That's exactly what I want to read or have to recite out there. You know what I think he was doing?
That was some good old Oh, never mind.
But man, yeah, I would not miss that. But you know what Phil misses?
We go from the best one ever.
Yeah, we have to. That's our thing.
But now you just rushed that one, dude.
That was okay. It was okay.
Phil misses Sony.
Good old Sonny.
Bill Spencer has said that E3 is, quote, not as good, with PlayStation taking the year off. In an interview with Giant Bomb, quote, I wish Sony was here. E3 is not as good when they're not here. I've been in the job 5 years now, and we've had some ground to make up. And the team has done a great job building a plan and executing on that plan. E3 is such a special time because we get to show the stuff that we're working on and the team's there. And they're very proud of their work that they've done. It's just a really great celebration of the industry in my view. That sounds like a very Phil thing.
And that's why Phil is growing on me as one of my favorite people in video games. Because his story and his mantra of gamers first and what's good for it's always this message of it's what's best for almost like for the industry, for the gamer. Yeah. And I used to think that he was just saying that to just say it. And if he still is, he's not stopped. So he's making me believe that he's meaning
he's either some evil, corrupt man that's just hiding behind really good intentions. I think like he backed it up this year though. To me, at least in my opinion, because you could make an argument, especially now knowing how it went down for Microsoft, that they could have taken this E3 off too. They could have easily said, you know what, we want to be like Sony. We want to bring haymakers, and we understand that we could just put out a little video that shows and highlights Gears of War 5 for this fall, that maybe teases up Halo for a second and Ori, and then, talks about at the end Project Scarlet and xCloud, and that's it, right? We could easily have done that.
Yeah, I don't think that E3 for Xbox was as necessary as we thought it.
Yeah. I think that was like a realization afterwards, like, oh no, wait, they're holding all their chips too, if we're being honest. But at the same time, I've listened to him give numerous interviews this weekend, and I have to say, yeah, if you look at from what he's saying, it is true what they did, which was they went in there, and even though not every game was for me that was shown in there were all sorts of types of games and numerous ones that said Xbox Game Studios that were, at least interesting to someone. Like there's someone out there who enjoys Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know it might not be this group, but there are people that love that kind of stuff. There are people that love little things like Star Farce or whatever it's called. Spitfire. That's what it's called.
But that's kind of what makes the Nintendo Directs in hindsight so brilliant. Mm. I mean, they're like, this Direct is going to be talking about Pokemon. This Direct is going to be talking about indies coming out. Instead, you're not being bored for at least 10-minute increments during a press conference while you're waiting to hear something that's for you.
But that's the thing. I think like he would say, unlike them, they have a big stage to do that. I'm like, where else are you going to get that kind of stage on that one moment where all those games get their second? Because usually it would, especially a lot of those games, it's been, especially in Microsoft's, and there were still some there with the idea at Xbox part of it, where that's all they get. Like they just get you're in a sizzle reel and you get your 5 seconds and now we're on to something else. To like actually come out there and show some of these things for a minute and be like, yeah, these are games too. And we're supportive of the whole community. That's cool. They were able to do that this year, because I have a feeling come next year, right, when it's time to get down to brass tacks, we won't have much of that, right? We're going to get major things instead. At least I hope. Otherwise, I'm going to go cry as I pre-order my Project Scarlet for $9 billion.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to be $9 billion. That's for another day and another
$8 billion.
No. I think it's going to be very kind to the consumer.
There was a thing. Let me make sure, John. You didn't put it in. There was a story earlier that like there are rumors that PlayStation 5 might be $800 at launch.
And if it's $800, then the Scarlet's going to be $900.
It could be.
We're screwed.
Buy this PC that just plays games.
If they're that much money,
God.
I don't think I can buy it, because at that point you can buy a PC that can pretty much play everything Microsoft puts out. I got a Nintendo Switch, and I'll be so mad at Sony that I won't care about missing out for the next God of War. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
then he sees a God of War trailer and he's like, DJ money.
Let's get back to the news then, if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah.
This may or may not make some people happy. I'm hoping that it's more of what I'm going to tell you towards the end of this. So you remember the Marvel game that was finally shown at the presentation of Square Enix during E3? Well, during that presentation, the developers for the upcoming Avengers game indicated that there would be no loot boxes or ways to pay to win. However, it is clear now that the devil was in the details. They have confirmed that the game will have microtransactions. It is not yet known what those will entail, but one can imagine we are looking at cosmetic items. And I hope that's what it is.
Yes.
It has been confirmed that nothing will affect the gameplay that I really didn't see a lot of anyway, so I don't know what that's
there. It was behind closed doors.
Yeah.
There was a little small part that leaked online with Cap doing some fighting. I have to say it looked pretty decent. Even though, I'm like, it's just coming off some guy's phone and he's trying to hide it, obviously, right? During the presentation. I don't know. Yeah, like from what I'm reading, they did get out in front of this. Like basically it's like, yes, you're going to have cosmetic items that you just get naturally, like different outfits that you get in the game that you earn and by doing things, but similar to like how they do in Lara Croft, how they do how Spider-Man did, that's how they're going to make their money up here, is that it's probably going to be, well, if you want this cut of the Avengers or this Thor or this Hulk, you're going to have to pay, which sucks. But from my understanding, all the characters are supposed to be free. And all the story DLC and stuff that they're adding is supposed to be free. So if that's the price, is that I want things to look a certain way, I have to pay for certain ones, then I'm fine with it. That would be acceptable.
I hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I would probably pay for like a classic Thor.
Yeah.
That would be a cool looking throwback.
I'm sure after all the griping, they're going. I'd be amazed if there's not an Avengers or an MCU skin that some point pops up in this.
Because that would be the one everybody plays with.
Yeah, probably. But
it's on you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
No multiplayer campaign for Avengers. The E3 press conference also indicated there will be 4-player gameplay, but left that detail to its own imaginations. Is clear the campaign, after seeing the demo, is to be a solo campaign. As the level shown in the E3 progresses, you're put in control of each of the Avengers. Lead combat designer Vincent Napoli explained that as you progress through the campaign, extra side missions will open up, and that's where you will be presented with multiplayer options, and you can choose to be whichever Avengers you want. Cool.
I mean,
it would be nice if they could do a co-op campaign, but I also think if they were doing that, this game would not be coming out anytime soon.
I agree. And I'm not angry at the fact that we're getting some some solo games that are coming out.
Yeah.
Some single player type games. That's pretty cool.
I mean, then if you can do one where the interesting part will be like, is it always you're just playing this one part of the section as this one Avengers, or can I go through and actually switch? Like can I go like, okay, I need Thor right now. Let me pull Thor out. And then
that's funny.
Yeah. And then like, okay, I did this. Now let me hop over to Bruce and, I'm Hulk and boom, move this thing.
I'm Hulked, then boom.
Yep. I don't know. That's definitely the part of the game that I think leads, a little bit to the imagination for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will find out at some point.
Maybe. When you guys play this game.
You're not going to play this game?
I'm not playing this piece of crap.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ooh.
hey.
What happened?
Well, Sean, did you have any enthusiasm for it at one time?
Oh, yeah. Leading up to the reveal of it, I was all in.
Yeah.
I was all in.
Yeah. No, I will say that Cap's
hold on.
design leaves. Yeah.
The reason I just screamed that is because I caught a glimpse of capturing the essence of the new effects on our board. So that's why I then screamed. But Chris took that away from me. So then it just was me screaming.
I saw we weren't ready to move on. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll do this.
But John, back to you.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Captain.
Oh, Captain America. I mean, I have to admit that his design left a little to be. Kind of looks like a midlife crisis Captain America in riot gear.
Yeah, it's the head looks right. The outfit is a little weird, I will say. Like there's been a couple of ones where he's wearing kind of more of a SWAT armor thing, but it's definitely not like a main thing that you usually see with Steve Rogers. Now Thor for the most part, you know, I know it's a little bit jarring, I think, because again, people are so used to the Avengers, the movies, of how his hair looks there. Like Thor, for the most part, his outfit and everything, it looks like Thor to me, you know.
Iron Man's looks like Iron Man except for when he's not Iron Man.
He looks like Iron Man from the comics to me. He doesn't look like he doesn't look, you know, there. And then Hulk looks like Hulk. Yeah. I mean, and Black Widow, I don't know. Black Widow's
well,
I mean, she looks like Black Widow, but
no, she don't.
I mean, she's wearing the classic black outfit. And she's got red hair.
I emoji heart eye Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I green puke face, the one that I saw in this trailer.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
It's like really weird. Like I think
goodness gracious.
And I was reading this, like people are like, the game looks a lot better outside of cutscenes. They're just like the cutscenes for whatever reason when they have the characters in their facial animations.
Why show that then?
They're like, because they probably don't want to show the gameplay yet because it's not, maybe they just weren't confident.
And that's what they were confident in.
Well, I mean, how would people have been if they didn't show anything? That's more like if you're Square and you're
Square should not have said that they're going to show it, but Square put out there that it was, you know.
I don't think like if you know this game is coming next year and you're not showing it at this E3, that would have been a bigger problem.
I agree.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. But anyways. Finally this week.
Boo.
Finally this week.
Boo.
Finally this week.
Better.
Okay. Effects are fun. Is this me or you?
It's me, man.
Oh, okay. Do it.
I got it, man. You ready? I like my, potatoes? French fried potatoes?
French fried taters?
Yeah. Sound like Sling Blade, John.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. No changes to character designs. And this is, again, all related to Marvel's Avengers. When the characters were revealed, the designs were met with heavy criticism, as we've talked about already. The main complaint overall is that they look like the stuntmen for the actual actors from the MCU. That's fair, and I like that. Another criticism included Cap's, and like we just said, overly bulky suit inspired by riot gear. In response to these criticisms, though, the team at Crystal Dynamics stated, quote, "We are always listening to and welcome feedback from our community. There are currently no plans to change our character designs. The trailer is showing pre-alpha gameplay footage, which means the level of detail and overall polish of the character models will absolutely continue to improve as we get closer to launch," end quote.
Hope so.
And I think that means that we're not going to say we're changing everything, but we're going to change it and say that you just saw pre-alpha stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, I don't care if this looks like the MCU personally. That's just me.
I don't care either.
Yeah.
I don't, John, I'm surprised you do. I mean, Chris, I know is, you know, comic book guy. He's seen all iterations of all the Avengers during certain points. So, you know, to him, it's another thing. I don't know you as that person. It's just so jarring coming so fresh off being invested in the MCU to see this. It's weird.
I mean, I guess, but to me, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they look exactly like the comic book rendered characters, and nobody's flipping it over that. And I guess they're trying to form their own universe, and you have to make
Marvel has been very smart, I think, to say the MCU is the MCU. That's what that is to us. And if we decide to go out there, we're not trying to do what Star Wars does, where everything is canon to one thing. It's like, no. Let's let things be in their own medium. So, if we're doing a comic, then that's the comic. And whoever is writing and drawing that, they can do the styles that they want to do. Versus if you're doing the MCU, obviously it's going to be through the prism of what Disney thinks is best for them. And then here, the thing that surprises me, I'm like, you all just played Spider-Man last year. That doesn't look like the MCU. That doesn't, I think they have the skin in there for that suit, from both, or a couple of the suits that they've had, but like the main suit, that's not there. The kid doesn't look anything like Tom Holland.
Exactly.
But it's fun because it captures what's great about Spider-Man. To me, that's the bigger concern, right? If we're talking about things that I'm going to judge this Avengers game on, it's going to be when I play as Thor, do I feel like Thor? Do I feel like Hulk? Do I feel like Cap? Because that's what I want. And
as much as I don't like it, it's going to be judged on whether he's got riot gear on or not.
Yeah. And who cares if there's going to be multiple skins and I can just go, guess what? I didn't wear the main Spider-Man white spider outfit that much when I was playing Spider-Man. I wore about one of the 50 other outfits.
But he looked and felt like Spider-Man.
And that's what matters. And that's what I'm saying.
But he didn't really look like Peter Parker to me.
No. That was totally fine. I mean, even Miles doesn't look like Miles to me. When he's in that game, right? Spoilers on Spider-Man.
Yeah. Miles' father dies.
What?
That's funny. But maybe the internet likes to overreact for things. Like, I get when people are upset with the Sonic skin, because to me, the bigger for the Sonic movie, that was a bigger deal because it was just more of like, oh, you're saying you're putting out a Sonic movie, and then when you watch the trailer, you can clearly see this is not going to be a Sonic movie. This is going to be a movie featuring a character named Sonic based off the Sega character, which is fine. They can do that if they want, but that's not the same as, Square or Crystal Dynamics saying we are making an Avengers game, and these are our versions of the Avengers. Those are two very different things in my opinion. But that's just me.
Well, we didn't have this conversation when we saw Spider-Man.
That is true.
Just saying.
That's true. Maybe that's because it's Insomniac, and that just speaks to how good they are at what they do, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Have fun playing it, guys.
Do you come next May?
Greatest game ever! Oh my god!
You guys want to wrap this up?
Never.
John? You still gotta say the thing, John. Did John die?
I muted it. Sorry, just to be safe.
There you go.
From the future.
The future.
It's good stuff, huh, John?
Right? John, before we continue on with the emails, I've been notified that John doesn't know how to charge his battery to acceptable levels.
Although we've come
Gotta give you a little hardness on that, John.
To the end of the road.
But, John, I hope your stomach feels better.
Yeah, buddy. Feel better.
Thank you, sweetnesses.
I hope you will be back here next week for a game. Did you get the game we're talking about next week?
He needs to. We're going to message you what it is.
Well, if you guys recall, we did discuss.
Okay.
I don't recall things, John.
Vacation next week.
Did we? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're off next week, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wait,
Man,
so John
is just like...
He's missed like 5 out of the last 5 shows.
You better charge your phone and be ready to Skype us all the way from...
John, you on vacation?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know. And it's weird that I'll be...
Well, fine. Me and Sean will...
We got it, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I will be back for Bloodstained Ritual.
We're not covering that.
Yeah,
game.
we're not doing that. The week after that is going to be Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, legit.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
You had more of a pull, when you were actually on the show.
Yeah, like when you show up, you get to vote as to what we talk about here.
I like a good pull.
Yeah,
we do.
Well, like, John, enjoy your trip.
Yeah, get your phone charged. Feel better.
And I will simply say to you, sir, game on.
Game on. And John, if you want to say anything before you say the other thing you say it now.
Enjoy Chipotle.
Deep. Now say the thing you say when we sign off, John.
Thug life, baby.
Yeah, dog.
All right. Peace out, John. All right. So John is gone. John, you can just hang up whenever you want. It's fine. You're not on the board anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on again, John.
Appreciate it, man.
But emails, if you want to write your thoughts and opinions in.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Wait, actually. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. I'm going to add that to everything we do, and it's going to get so overplayed that people are going to hate me. And that's fine. I'm fine with it. Are you fine with it?
I'm fine with it.
Are you fine with it?
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I saw this. But we got, if you want to write your thoughts and prayers, you can do so by writing us at weeklygameschat@gmail.com. That's weeklygameschat@gmail.com. Just like Chris did. Me? And he says, hello, guys. This is Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Enjoyed your E3 stuff between the podcast and the Twitch stuff. We appreciate it. I pre-ordered the Stadia Founders Pack and will send in the 3-month free code to you guys. That's really nice.
That's amazing.
Best part of that is I get to take up on it before Sean does.
Why?
Because I'm
because it's technically
the inbox.
Yeah.
Don't send it to him through Twitter.
Send it directly, like DM me.
I'm gonna kick Sean off our Twitter. But as always, your mom's box, he says.
Hey, your mom's box, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, your mom's box, for that.
Thank you for tuning in to all the E3 stuff.
Yeah, we always appreciate that. Ooh, bye, John.
It was. I felt like it was important to us to put that out there, Chris. You put in a lot of work streaming things off of. I know you and I did the big Microsoft show, but you did other things.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
So that was fun.
Hey, speaking of a lot though,
what's up?
Let's give a shout out to Twitch real quick.
To Twitch?
Yeah, we have a Twitch channel, Sean.
We do?
I'm switching things up and putting this in now because he mentioned it. Twitch.tv/weeklygameschat.
But you got more emails.
And you can join in just like Chris did. So if you're wondering what he was talking about, we've done live streams of the 200th episode. We live streamed a lot of the conferences. And we usually live stream every Monday night at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know the easiest way to find out about that, Sean?
How's that?
If you join our Discord,
yes,
there's a notification that goes out, or our Twitter page. There's also a notification that goes out there. So if you're looking for an alert, even if you're not yet following us on Twitch, which you should also do, then you will get notified that way. And if you love us there and you've been like, I want to support these guys, guess what? There's multiple ways to donate through Twitch. You can just send us a donation. You can subscribe. You can do the bits thing that they got out there. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We had a bunch of people join in on Monday night stream as we were doing Cadence of Hyrule. And it was just a good time. People watch me die a lot. That's what matters, right?
You have a capture card, huh?
I do. It's
nice.
right. It's right there.
Yeah, I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Totally.
Weekly Games Chat promotes capture cards.
Made by that one that I can't read.
I think it's...
But it's red and black.
Aver Media. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find something good. Next up, Sean. So
what is good?
Apparently I wrote in...
If the next dude is John, I'm running out the door.
But he writes in, he says, hey guys, Texas Sean here.
What's up, Texas Sean?
That's why I didn't say it as, Just regular Sean.
Yeah.
He said, not co-host Sean, though.
Hey, you spelled my name right. That's fantastic.
Right? He knows because he's probably felt your pain.
Yeah, he knows.
He spells his like he's Shawn Michaels.
And I spell mine like I'm Sean Cassidy.
That's what you're going with.
That's what my mom named me after that. That's where it came from.
So crazy.
So weird.
He says, Texas Sean here, not co-host Sean that didn't finish the W in his name.
That's funny.
So I just made the move from Austin to East Texas and realized that I'm about an hour away from this year's QuakeCon, aka DoomCon.
That's amazing.
In hopes to go, I hope to go this year if my twin girls, Harley and Ivy, are not born by them.
Congrats on the names of the twin girls. I feel like
Sean, I bet I know what he named his soon-to-be born daughters after. Harley and Ivy? That'd be probably Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Possibly.
I'm going to go.
I'm going to go with it. If it's not, it is.
Because there are comics with them. But you guys should try and go for like a live show or something.
I totally want to do that. I haven't ever ruled against that. It just has to work out for us, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Getting off work, scheduling all that together, figuring out hotelage.
I can just like pour down 4 pounds of food for Penny and been like, good luck, and walk out the door. But you guys got the commitments, and it just,
Also, we
gotta figure it out.
Part of the Twitch donation, or really all of it's going to be to improve and help us be able to do things better for the podcast. One of those would be to get more of a handheld recorder that we can hook our microphones to. That would be fantastic on a road show somewhere at, say, QuakeCon.
We should take him to BlizzardCon.
Yeah, BlizzCon.
So he can, so he can promote how much he loves Diablo Immortals or whatever it's called.
That'd be fantastic.
And everyone will be like, boo.
And that would, you say it would be an entertaining road trip? It really would.
Yes, he also writes in to say it would be an entertaining road trip, I'm sure. Have John wear his best Todd Howard jacket in hopes to trade him jackets.
That's funny.
That's what he said.
That's funny.
Speaking of John, let's talk about unions for a sec.
And delete.
Right? Dude.
Hit the dump button.
Next time something like that happens in a discussion, best answer, hands down, my man, is the story about the puppy who lost his way. And lipstick wearing Steve Buscemi shoots whoever disagrees with you.
That's so funny.
Anyways, hope everyone has a good week and game on. Pow, pow, hook 'em.
So those are like, since he's in Austin or in East Texas, that's guns.
Yeah.
And then hook 'em would be like, hook 'em horns.
All those Boomer Sooner fans, they're up in arms.
They're going to be very mad we read that email.
Or what about those Texas A&M Aggies? They're like, Johnny football.
Do you think they still claim him?
Maybe. I mean, he did get them a Heisman, right? The Heisman's still there. Just not his ability to function as an adult. And next up, Bourbon Boy. And I believe he was actually in our stream for Monday night. He might have subscribed to us. He says, hey guys, it's Cole, or it's Bourbon Boy, as my PS4 followers know me. 3 things. Not 2 things. 1, I would like to say that episode 208 marks my 1-year anniversary of listening to you guys, and I absolutely enjoyed every second of it.
Happy anniversary. Thanks for being there with us, sir.
Right? It is nice to hear from guys who share the same passion about gaming as I do. I found myself out in public rating stuff other than games by Richards, and it's really funny to see people's reaction when I say Five Guys Burger is a 10 out of 10 Richards.
That makes me so happy.
And
dude,
just because Five Guys is a 10 out of 10 burger, or
and then it says Richards, dude, right? we got to get shirts made, dude.
Got to go buy yourself a screen press for us.
Yeah, we got to get.
That's what you're supposed to do.
So we need more money from Twitch to buy a t-shirt screen press. Right?
It's probably only $4,000.
It's probably fine.
It'll be good. You guys do an amazing job all around the board breaking down video games and giving them an honest rating from the perspective of an actual gamer and not just a critic.
Thank you.
Please don't Dutch rudder over
Too
this.
late. We have a double Dutch rudder going on, and it is surprisingly fantastic.
That was just a 10 out of 10, Richard. That happened. Second, I recently re-listened to episode 197, dear Lord, where John discovered his love for FPS through Division 2. And when he suggested trying Rainbow Six Siege, I loved everyone's reaction to, oh, hell no, you'll get wrecked. He really will. John, please don't try Siege with the same hopes and dreams as Division 2.
I'll say this though, John Rambo shows up for the Siege, dude.
Yeah,
John Rambo.
I would never go into Siege without John Rambo, right? Third, I feel Microsoft had a very solid presentation at E3, but I feel like throwing all the cards on the table this early could pose a threat for them next E3 when Sony unveils a PS5. In my opinion, I think it puts the ball in Sony's court and potentially set up Microsoft for a failure, as Sony has another year to prepare and examine the playing field as Google Stadia will release this year. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. I would say, but we'll do that last part after this. I would say this. I don't think they really put many cards on the table, though. Like, the only thing they put out there game-wise was Halo Infinite, which they teased last year. And then they talked about a lot of the stuff that they actually said about Project Scarlet in regards to next gen were pretty much echoing what Sony said at their private closed door thing back in May. You know, they said pretty much the exact same stuff. Like, both of them are AMD based ones that have the 7th generation with the ray tracing abilities. Both of them can do up to 8K, 120 frames per second and all that kind of stuff. Like, there wasn't anything shocking in there. I think it's more of next year. And as Sean said, like, you know, if PS5 is $800, well, what if, you know, Microsoft's is $600 and just as good? Would that not put the ball in their court, right? You know, I think we just have, we have to wait and see.
It's a wait and see. I see the perspective that you're coming from, where it appears that Sony has this, you know, because Sony's the leader right now. We think that they got everything kind of figured out.
Definitely the leader.
But I just personally think Sony not being at E3 and not telling us more is currently hurting them.
Yeah,
I really fair. Do. But we'll see if it plays out like you say it will. You're amazing. I just don't know that it's going to play out like that. I don't know that Stadia is going to have an impact on what Sony's doing with the PS5 or Microsoft is doing with Project Scarlet. I think, and we've said this before, as far as Microsoft, the Project X Cloud is more of a direct competitor to Stadia, in my opinion. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, for sure.
And that was for me and Chris, that was one of the biggest things that they kind of just said, and it didn't get as much attention
that's where they dropped the ball.
It kind of should have, because that was amazing, that information that came out.
All the people who actually went behind closed doors at E3 and played Stadia and played Xbox xCloud, right, kind of came through and said, I've seen the future, you know? And that the last time that happened, of course, was VR. So, you know,
future.
And it might not be tomorrow that the future is here, but it's for sure coming. We know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Line of the day.
Right?
Yeah.
He ends his email, though, by saying, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers, sir.
Thoughts and prayers to you guys. Happy 1 year to you guys, too. And as always, game on. Game on.
Game on, Urban. Sir.
Or Cole, however you want to say.
I just go, sir.
Let's see, Twitter.
I got it, buddy.
Are you sure?
I got it right here. The greatest name ever, by the way. Yeah, that guy. It's actually funny. Magic Numberla. You're fantastic because you updated your actual name that says now Gary won the U.S. Open at Pebble, which is fantastic.
That's funny.
He did. We didn't mention that, but that happened. So a couple days back, he said, Weekly Games Chat, Dubs fan here. And this really, I like this because I'm passionate about sports, just like I am about video games. Chris is too. And he said, you guys have a better sports segment than most podcasts concerning sports.
We appreciate that.
So yeah, I replied, and I just said, we just like sports and we riff on whatever's happening. And maybe that's why it comes off the way it does for a lot of people that enjoy us talking about sports. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, like I said on Twitter, thank you, sir. Game on.
Game on.
At Joseph Ellison said, Weekly Games Chat, what did I call this or what? And he showed a idea of racing a video game in a Tesla is so simple tweet, yet so potent. And it's a video of a person in a car with a steering wheel racing on their Tesla screen. It's going to have online multiplayer support, all kind of stuff. I don't know how that's going to play out, but you probably indeed did call it. Draven, what's up, my man? At Weekly Games Chat, have you guys thought about trying to get a used game store to sponsor your show.
That'd be nice.
Would help with the games and maybe give a small shop for some good advertising. I love the fact that you guys think about that kind of stuff. Trust me, we talk about things. And then our friend Platinum actually liked that tweet.
I just find that if I do at least 20 Dutch Rudders a month,
we get it done.
Yeah, we have enough to buy whatever we need.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably fun.
Why are the cops here?
What do you remember that show How to Catch a Predator when that guy would be like, "Why are you here?"
Well, I'm Chris Hansen, and this is Night, or what was it? Not Nightline. This is NBC's Dateline.
How to Catch a Predator. Yeah,
I was just. You're free to go if you want. They were not free to go.
You're never free to go. Oh, Nintendo.
Actually. Mike Jolly on there. Remember that?
I do.
And I mean that in a good way. Mike Jolly, for the record.
Did you like everybody else
sheriff.
again?
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't think I did.
I don't remember saying these names at all.
Well, you're dumb.
Maybe I did because I think I remember the Manchester United guy, Dan. Okay. I don't have any new followers to report as of right now.
No one wants to follow you.
I mean, I think they follow. We're
Folks,
we're doing all right.
If you're not following us on Twitter and you got yourself a Twitter handle, do Sean a favor. Makes his day when he sees there's new.
It makes me happy. Okay.
He sits in the bathroom. There's people crowding in, coming in. They're facing the wrong way, and feet are kind of coming in every now and then. And he doesn't know what to do.
It's
and then
so weird, man.
And he just wants to play a Switch. That's all he wants to do. He wants to Switch, and he wants to hear a little chime on his phone to say, "You got a new follower."
It really is fantastic.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. This has been episode 209 of Weekly Games Chat. 9! If you like the show, subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast service you use on your mobile devices or your tablets, your computers.
Let's be honest, we all have mobile devices at this point.
Never forget, if you don't want to subscribe, you can also get this on YouTube. The episodes, as far as I know, still go up there every week, so you can always listen to on your PC at work.
We put out for you guys.
That's why we double Dutch Rudder all month long. Video games paid for. But if while you're there, you do like what you hear and you don't want to have to worry about when will you receive it or going out there to find it, hit the subscribe button and you'll get a new episode just like this one every Wednesday for your listening pleasure. If they have a rating system wherever you decide to get our podcast at, why don't you give us a rating? Usually it's 5 stars for top one. That's the one we prefer. If you don't like it, you can give us the universal code of a bad review, which is a 4 divided in half, and then do what, Sean?
Double it.
There you go. Double it.
You almost lost me. That was almost it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Until next time, though, it sounds like it'll just be Sean and I when we come back next week, which is always fine.
It's a new Chris and Sean or Sean and Chris show.
Let's just be honest. A Chris and John episode is not as promising, I think, to some people as a Chris and Sean episode.
It's probably true. Let's be honest.
We're like, man, you know what I need today? Me and John together are like, you know what I need? Something that feels like car talk. That's what I need.
Car talk with Brillo pads.
Yeah, but Sean is not car talk.
Thank you, Chris. You're not car talk.
I feel like that's a dig, but also a compliment.
Yeah, at the same time, it's right? it's probably fine.
Like, was that backhanded? But it was so nice. Okay. Until next time, I will simply say, game on, Sean.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John. Again, wherever you are, we love you.
Game on, John.
Your mom's box.
Peace out, everybody.
He doesn't get it in effect.